What happens when a humble family recipe, wrapped in banana leaves and passed down through generations, goes up against the most celebrated dessert in the Western world? This is the story of a Filipino rice cake, Bibingka, born from wood fire and memory, standing tall in an international bake-off and defeating America's iconic apple pie. But it's more than just a culinary victory. It's a story about legacy, love, and the quiet power of home. In a modest neighborhood in Quezon City, the morning light filters through thin curtains, painting soft gold over a kitchen filled with life. The air is alive with the smell of toasted coconut and burnt sugar. Banana leaves hiss gently over an open flame. This is Maria's world, not one of gleaming mixers or stainless steel, but of warmth, imperfection, and love. Her countertop bears tiny knife scars, remnants of birthdays and family dinners. The hum of the street outside mingles with the rhythm of her wooden spoon scraping against a ceramic bowl, the steady heartbeat of her kitchen. Maria is not a professional baker. She is a home cook, like her mother and her grandmother before her. Every movement she makes is filled with the grace of repetition, the dance of muscle memory. On the counter lies her most precious belonging, a small leather-bound notebook. The edges are frayed, its pages stained with coconut milk and thyme. The handwriting is careful and elegant, looping in cursive. On the top of one page, faded but proud, are two words, Bibingka Especial. For much of the world, Christmas tastes like peppermint or gingerbread. But for millions of Filipinos, it tastes like this: a warm, slightly charred rice cake baked in banana leaves and brushed with butter. It's the flavor of dawn after simbang gabi, of laughter shared under parole lights. Bibingka isn't just food, it's memory made edible. And for Maria, it's the story of her Lola Elena. Her grandmother's voice still lives in her head, soft but firm. The rice tells you when it's ready, Apo, you just have to listen. That was Lola's secret, not measurements, not tools, just pakiramdam. The Filipino instinct that cooking is about feeling, not formulas. One evening, Maria scrolled through her phone and saw an ad that made her pause. Global Christmas Bake-Off. Search for the world's best holiday dessert. It was a huge online competition, streaming live from kitchens around the world. For Maria, it was a chance, maybe her only one, to show the world what her Lola's Bibingka meant, to give her family's story a stage. But reality whispered doubts. Competing against professional pastry chefs from New York, Paris, and Tokyo? They'd have high-end mixers and perfect plating tools. She had a wooden spoon, a clay pot, and courage. Still, she whispered to herself, "Lola, let's try." A week later, she got an email. The subject line made her freeze. "Congratulations, you are a finalist." The world tilted. For a moment, all she could hear was her heartbeat. As the competition approached, the nerves grew. There would be 10 finalists, each baking from their own home kitchen, with judges tasting couriered samples. The judges were titans: a Michelin-starred French chef, a brutally honest British food critic, and a beloved American TV baker. Among the contestants was the favorite, Chef David Miller from Vermont, USA. His fans called him the Pie King, his chosen dish, the ultimate apple pie. Maria watched his introduction video. His marble-countered kitchen gleamed under perfect lighting, copper pots hanging like trophies. His voice was confident, smooth, practiced. "My apple pie," he said, "is a love letter to American tradition, reimagined with modern technique. 7 kinds of apples, French butter, precision temperature control. It was beautiful, flawless, and terrifying." Maria looked around her own kitchen, the terracotta palayok, the rusted gas burner, the banana leaves she'd collected that morning. She wasn't even sure her Wi-Fi could handle a global live stream. Her mother told her gently, "Just cook like you always do, anak. That's all you need." So she did what she knew best. She went to the market. She picked salted duck eggs with yolks glowing deep orange like sunsets. She bought freshly grated coconut, pressing it with her hands until sweet, creamy milk ran through her fingers. She charred banana leaves over an open flame until they turned dark green and fragrant. She was ready. Until disaster struck. Her grandmother's old clay pot, the same one used for decades of bibingka, cracked during a test run. The batter spilled over the coals, hissing and smoking. Maria froze. Her heart broke. That pot wasn't just a tool. It was a piece of her Lola. She sat in silence, staring at the burnt mess, the smell of failure hanging in the air. Maybe this was too big. Then she noticed something tucked between the pages of her Lola's notebook, a photograph. A younger Lola standing behind a stall, holding a tray of freshly baked bibingka, smiling like the sun. And she remembered Lola's words. The pot is just clay, Apo. The real recipe lives in your hands. At dawn, Maria went back to the market and found a vendor selling terracotta pots. She bought one. Not perfect, but strong. She seasoned it over the fire, watching the smoke rise like a blessing. The next morning, the competition began. 10 cameras, 10 kitchens, 10 lives streaming to the world. Chef David's screen looked like a movie set. Chrome, glass, precision. Maria's camera was taped to a pile of cookbooks. Contestants, the host's voice rang. Your theme, a holiday classic with a twist. You have 3 hours. Good luck. Chef David smiled. Today, he said, I'm presenting my deconstructed apple pie sphere. It was an edible sculpture, a mousse-filled shell airbrushed to look like a perfect apple. The world gasped. Maria took a deep breath and said quietly, I'm making Bibingka a special. My Lola's recipe, my twist, is to keep it exactly as she made it. It was the simplest statement of rebellion imaginable. As the timer started, Maria's hands moved with instinct. Mixing, galapong, stirring coconut milk, she lined the new pot with banana leaves and poured the batter. Meanwhile, Chef David spoke like a professor, describing caramelized flavor compounds. Maria didn't explain chemistry, she explained feeling. You have to listen, she told the camera softly. You'll know it's ready when the air smells like home. When her bibingka began to bake, the aroma filled the small kitchen. Smoke, sugar, coconut, memory. In the final minute, Maria whispered, For you, Lola. The next day, the results streamed live. Chef David's apple sphere was first. Technically flawless, the French judge said, but the British critic leaned back. It dazzles the mind, but not the heart. Then came Maria's turn. The judges stared at the simple banana leaf-wrapped package. They unwrapped it, revealing a rustic golden cake, unevenly charred on top. No decorations, just honesty. They hesitated, then tasted. And the room changed. The French chef's eyes softened. Mon Dieu, he whispered. The American baker's voice broke with emotion. This tastes like Christmas morning. The critic smiled reverently. It's extraordinary. Sweet, salty, smoky, familiar and foreign at once. The French chef leaned forward. A salted egg on a cake. It should not work. But it does. It sings. He looked at the camera and said, It's like tasting someone's memory. The announcement came minutes later. The winner of the Global Christmas Bake-Off is Maria Santos of the Philippines, with her Bibingka Especial. The live stream froze as Maria gasped, tears rolling down her cheeks. For you, Lola, she whispered. This is for you. The crowd of online viewers exploded with joy. For a moment, the humble rice cake became a symbol, a Filipino story broadcast to millions, proving that greatness doesn't need gloss. It just needs heart. Later that night, Maria was back in her kitchen, surrounded by family. The trophy sat quietly on a shelf. Her mother broke a piece of bibingka and smiled. Your Lola would be proud. Maria smiled back, eyes glistening. She's the one who baked it. I just followed her hands. And somewhere beyond the stars, a grandmother smiled, her legacy now written in the sweetest way possible, in memory, in love, and in the taste of home. Because sometimes the most extraordinary thing the world can taste is something that's been here all along. Thanks for watching. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like and subscribe for more tales that feed the soul.